Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from my basement bunker beneath Kettle Radio. Welcome to the Fourth Hour. It's great to have you along again this morning. So you've got some incredible footage that we're seeing. There was a news conference earlier this morning. Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, take a look at this. Total annihilation, says the New York Post. Look at that. Watching those that bunker buster going in, driving absolutely right in. And so you see these explosions, but they're saying jaw-dropping footage release showing how the 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs were used in the strike against Iran. Let's take a look and see if there is, it's like a minute 35 here, this video. So let's listen.
Of over 15 years of development and testing. As I said, hundreds of test shots.
Now, I was on the air as this was on, so I've not seen a lot of this yet.
Weapon. So if you take a view of this as 5 additionals, you'll get a sense of what this looks like.
So this is
Hopefully
one
you
weapon.
can see it, and there's not too much.
5 other ones.
Tom runs our videos out there. We'll run it at full speed so you can see it and then go back through it. Go ahead, Tom.
Wow. And oh! Look at this. That is just a, man, I'm just sitting here almost spellbound watching this.
Keep it going for a minute. You'll see inside the
There it is.
space.
That's inside the bunker now. And you can't see it for long because of the explosion and boom.
Unlike a normal surface bomb, you won't see an impact crater because they're designed to deeply bury and then function. I know there's been a lot of questions about that.
Now, do you catch that? Those things are designed to drive into the ground, and then the explosion occurs underground, not when they impact.
6 weapons at each vent at Fordo went exactly where they were intended to go.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. So, and then you can see some of the photos.
I'm not
here.
happy with Israel.
Hold on. There we go. So you can see the explosions. And I think what's a little bit difficult is, one of the things that you and I lack here is scale. I think it's difficult to know. For instance, this gate that you hear, you see that opening. How big is that? And so I think we miss some of that. Let's see what else. Again, there's the hole, and they said all 6 weapons at each vent at Fordo went exactly where they were intended to go. So pretty incredible. They showed the video this morning. Yeah, that's pretty much, but it was pretty incredible. I also want to share a piece. Secretary Hegseth had some words for the media. This is a piece at Fox News. Again, the video here is not very long, so I'm going to roll it. This is Secretary Hegseth dressing down the legacy media?
Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, specifically you, the press corps, because you cheer against Trump so hard. It's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. Because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it.
Yep.
Spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
Yes, absolutely spot on, man. Absolutely spot on. So then he,
the Trump administration
hold on.
is giving the
So there you see the comments written out, but I think it's more powerful as you listen to this. He said the Iranian nuclear sites, this is what I was hoping to get to, is some of the more detailed information, because I think you and I know this is the media doing what the media does, unfortunately. It's incredibly frustrating to me. So Hegseth talking about the facilities that were struck, destroyed, defeated, obliterated. A historically successful attack. We should celebrate it as Americans. And that's the thing that's, I think, really amazing to me. Isn't it amazing that the media is not celebrating this along with a lot of other Americans? That tells me everything I need to know about the legacy mainstream media. It's just absolutely incredible. So he says, this gives us a chance to have peace, chance to have a deal, an opportunity to prevent a nuclear Iran, which is something President Trump talked about for 20 years. No other presidents had the courage to actually do so. Yeah, and that's why they're out trying to undermine Trump, trying to make this less than it is, because it is so significant. You know, you and I get this. It's incredibly significant. We see this. And they'll just continue on. I want to also share the president's True Social account here this morning. Hold on a second here. Something's gone wrong. There it is. A little bit slow. I think this is the one. The president is 12 hours ago, fake news, CNN, so disgusting and incompetent. Some of the dumbest anchors in the business. And then he says, rumor is, this is a couple of hours ago, so I haven't seen this until now. Rumor is that the failing New York Times and fake news CNN will be firing the reporters who made up the fake stories on the Iran nuclear sites because they got it so wrong. Let's see what happens. I don't think that's going to happen. Rumor is, I don't know where he's heard. Now, if anybody were to hear more rumors, it would be Trump, no question. But are they going to fire those the reporters, or is that Trump planting a suggestion? What do you think? Because I half wonder if that's Donald Trump planting a suggestion. Maybe they're going to be fired. Anyway, he says of this news conference, and I showed you portions of it, one of the greatest, most professional, and most confirming news conferences I've ever seen. The fake news should fire everyone involved in this witch hunt. Apologize to our great warriors. There's Trump again. Who's he putting the attention on? He's putting the attention on the pilots who carried this out. And he's done that consistently for days. Putting the attention on the pilots, on our warriors. Absolutely incredible. So he's talking about the cars and small trucks at the site. He says, were those of concrete workers trying to cover up the top of the shafts. Nothing was taken out of the facility. Would take too long, too dangerous, very heavy and hard to move. This is what I was telling you on the air this morning, that you have people responding as if we're not, again, keep in mind, we're not talking about moving a piece of furniture, right? It's not like you're moving a chest of drawers from one location to another. These are nuclear enrichment facilities. It takes a certain level of care then to move that stuff. You can't, throw it on board a truck and away you go. It's being moved. It doesn't happen that easily, as I think reasonable people certainly understand that. Okay. Victor Davis Hanson is somebody I greatly admire. He was on Jesse Waters' program last night, and they were diving into all of this. Let's watch a little bit of it this morning. Here we go. Or not.
No, the subtext to all of this is the more hysterical the left gets, the more they talk impeachment, performance art, disruptions, potty mouth videos, all of that stuff. It's in direct proportion to Trump's success. They don't know what to do because they can't pigeonhole him. Unions like him. Wall Street doesn't like him. That doesn't make sense to them. He's bombing one day and the next day he's forging a peace. He's not a right-wing bogeyman that they can pigeon. He's a transactional realist, and he's successful. And the more successful he is, the poverty of their no ideas agenda is apparent. And then the other thing is
the poverty of their no ideas agenda.
A Potemkin myth about the Iranians, that they had this indomitable army, and Hezbollah was these goose-stepping Nazi killers. And whether it was a Marine barracks or killing Americans in Iraq, we were always told you can't do this to Iran because they're indomitable. And in 12 days, Israelis blew up that myth, and Trump put the coup de grace on it. They have no air defenses. They have no air force. They have no top physicists. As you said, the top leadership is in hiding. The generals have been killed off. Hezbollah is a shambles. The main dead are in hiding. There is no Hamas, really. The Houthis want to make a deal. There's no Syria anymore. No platform for their supplies. Russia's been kicked out. This is just a miraculous development. It's a whole new Middle East. And here the left can't even appreciate what's happened. Donald Trump and Israel exposed that this was a 50-year myth that frightened and terrified us for no reason. They were like the Italian army in 1939 that everybody said, you can't cross Mussolini. He's going to destroy us. And then it was a joke. It's the same thing.
Yep.
And we got to take a deep breath and appreciate the extent of this achievement. They have remade the Middle East in 12 days. And I still don't think people can digest it. And to the degree they can, they're angry that Trump did it. And they hate him. They hate him almost as much as they hate Netanyahu. And partly it's because they were both very successful.
Absolutely right. Victor Davis Hanson. And that is a great demonstration of why I appreciate Victor Davis Hanson so much. I just think his insight is just absolutely incredible. There was a story, I'm trying to find this story from you've got the Ayatollah. Okay, here we are. Let me share this with you because this is it's just absolutely mind-blowing. Here comes the supreme leader crawling out of the bunker, claiming victory over Israel, that Tehran delivered a hand slap to America's face. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we were really shown, weren't we? We were. So I came out of hiding today, claiming victory over Israel. Iran has been victorious in their 12-day war. What does that remind you of? I mean, those of you who are a little bit older, you remember Baghdad Bob. Remember that when we were going into Iraq? And it was the same kind of thing. You had Baghdad Bob, who was out there denying that, he was talking about how Iraq was, turning away this oppressive American regime and how successful they were. And of course, the reality was they were absolutely falling apart. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing all over again. You've got the Ayatollah over in Iran now claiming victory, which is just absolutely mind-numbingly stupid. I mean, this is what they do. It's the same thing over and over again. That's going to be a wrap from the bunker today. Thank you. You made it to the end of the video. So you are part of my gallery of champions. A special salute to the Bunker Brigade who's here each and every day. I just appreciate all of you so much. Appreciate your comments. Feel free to share them. Drop me an email at the email address you see in the corner of your screen. We'll leave it there for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, I'm underground and gone.